November and December have been the highest 2 months of the year.
Really?
Yes, so they've been the highest 2 months of the year. And actually, when we roll that back and cover the last 2 years, they've been the highest 2 months of the last 2 years as well.
Yeah, hi Wayne. Thanks for taking the time today to talk to me about our working relationship. Just maybe for the people that don't know me, I'm Fred, co-founder of AutoMind Solutions, and we are an AI and automation agency specialized on lead generation in the recruitment space. And we've been working with Wayne from Cares2K for the past 3 months. And today we're just going to talk about a little bit of what we were doing, how it affected the business, and kind of the results that we were able to achieve with Cares2K. So again, thanks for taking the time, Wayne. And it would be great if you could just say a little bit about yourself, about Cares2K, your role in the business, all these kind of stuff.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on your podcast. I guess. Thank you this morning. Yeah. So you're right. We have been working with yourself for 3 months. Just introduce myself. My name's Wayne Brophy. I'm the CEO and founder of Cast UK. I've also owned Cast USA. I wish I would have set the businesses up with not a UK or USA name at the start when I did my company. I also have another brand that I own called the Talent Team. So the Talent Team is a outsourced offshoring business based in South Africa. We provide South African labour to UK businesses. But specifically on Cash UK and Cash USA, we operate within the supply chain operations market. It's all white collar professional level hires, and we tend to provide transport, logistics, supply chain, procurement, and operational roles into different businesses across both the UK, Europe, and the US. So bringing us up to speed in our relationship. So my business I will class it as quite a mature business. It's over 20-year-old. We celebrated our 20 years in April this year, and I guess in 20 years the world has changed significantly. And more recently, we're now in the tech era, we're in the AI era, and I think we have been looking at, myself and my management team have been looking quite extensively of how we can improve our processes, improve our outreach, and be more productive in what we're doing. So looking at better ways to do business, and then that's when we found your company. And I think in the last 3 months we've made some serious steps forward in terms of doing that. So it's been an interesting 3 months, but it's been a productive 3 months, and it's been a really great start to a great relationship.
Yeah, thanks. So basically the first thing I would like to ask you is, you kind of were going into it a little bit already, is what made you actively looking for solutions like for AI and automation? Like, were there any processes in your business where you thought maybe we could use AI and automation to scale this up because the headcount just can't handle the volume that we want to do? Or is there anything else that made you look out for solutions like us specifically?
Yeah, it's a great question, really. So we didn't come from a standing start, I guess. So we've been looking at AI now for a little while, actually. So we've been quite inquisitive. We've been looking at. So let's rewind a little bit. We are quite a tech focused business. In fact, not quite. We're a very tech focused business. We've been investing in our tech stack for many years, and it's something that really we buy into as a management team. We see the results for this, and it's a worthwhile investment and a good return on the investment, good ROI for our business. And so when we talk about AI and our approach to it, we're very much already looking at this and using AI tools. We've got several AI tools that we already use across the company, either stuff that we've built and developed ourselves, or stuff that we're working with other partners, other software partners, and we're using their products and services. I mean, more specifically regarding your business, one of the things that I was particularly looking at was around the leads, really, lead generation, identification of different leads, etc. And if you draw back to our original conversation, Fred, we are mainly a retained business. So 75% of everything that we touch today, we're retained on in terms of our business. So which is excellent. So because of that set of business, how we generate business today is we will focus on long-term relationships, nurturing those relationships, and then as and when there's a requirement in that organization, they'll come to us, and that client, which is very, very good, they represent our services. However, one thing we don't do, and we've moved away from this over the years of having a recruitment business, is we don't necessarily focus on leads. So these are active jobs in the market today that one of our competitors or one of our customers, a prospect may be recruiting and chasing that down. And the reason for that is we've measured this. So we today, I'm looking at our 20-year tenure. We've not said we've done lead, of course we are. Looking at our 20-year tenure, we convert probably, I don't know, between 1 to 5% of the leads that we pick up. So that tells me, of 20 leads, we convert one out of 20. So that's 19 is wasted time. That's why we don't do it. So that's why we've moved our business forward. And this is not recent, we've been doing this for years, but we moved away from ad chasing, lead chasing, etc., because it's just no value to it. However, I'm not saying we don't want our business. So this is where your business has come in and has been fantastic for us, because we've now been able to use technology, use AI, and use the stuff that you've been building for us to target that and to chase these leads down, but do it on scale, on mass, do it significantly better, acquire the data, identify the data, grade the leads, chase the leads, have that consistency and have that scalability. And we've not been able to do that before. So what we, and again, you're fully aware about this, but what we're trying to achieve is we visualize the sales funnel, and we want our people nurturing relationships, building long-term relationships, converting, prospects to clients, to retain business, to long-term established businesses that we want to build relationships over a period of time. That's what we want to do, and that's what people are really skilled at. At the top of the funnel, you've got this mishmash of data floating around, and all these different leads, etc., which you and I will call a trigger, a signal, or something like this. We want to be able to capture this information, do something with it using technology to drag it down in the funnel so we can then start building a relationship. And that's what we've not been able to do on scale and on mass. And we've been playing with this, but we've not really got it to the point where I've been really happy with it until now, until we met you. You've come in, and that's where you've helped us be able to do that.
I think the magic basically comes into place when you can actually do these things that you try to do on scale.
Of course,
like a team of recruiters can't really monitor all these signals, like people moving the company, changing jobs, identifying backfill hiring opportunities, chasing all these open job leads manually, like the amount of time that people have to spend with the success rate that you were mentioning. It just doesn't make sense. Just if you actually scale it up.
And I draw back to this, we'll hang on this 5%. So 5% we convert, 95% we don't, right? And that's not uncommon, by the way. So I'm also an investor in several of the recruitment businesses, and they're all the same. Their conversion rates are the same. I have friends who all other recruitment businesses, we talk about these sort of numbers. So the numbers I'm talking about here, 5% conversion of lead chasing, is about right. In fact, it's probably 5% quite high. Most of it is a lot low. But then when you break it down, there's still a good source of revenue, and it's a good source of identifying clients or prospects that work in our market that recruiters want to do. So they want, might be that we are, and we see it, or I see it as, we are chasing these leads. Ideally, we'll place the job. Great, fantastic. We'll pick up a vacancy and we'll place the job. But actually what we'll do is using that as a trigger and an opportunity to start then that stepping stone into building a long-term relationship with that client, because we know that they've recruited the types of roles that we want to recruit, and that then for us, then the lifetime value of that client is significant. So even though we were just looking for a positive response back to engage with a conversation with a client or prospect, and then over to ourselves to build that relationship, that's really what we're after. Not chasing or lead chasing. That's not the goal, I think.
It's all about basically getting the foot into the door.
Exactly.
Like taking away the human manual workload that actually gets you into the conversation, which can actually, in today's time, can be taken over by AI and automation, to just get that first initial response back, and then the people, like the consultants, take over to build those human relationships. Like, we're not replacing any consultants, we're just actually enabling them by scaling up the manual work so they can focus on building these relationships.
And that's exactly right. And look, I've had my business for 20 years. I'm very fortunate. We've got a great company. I've got lots of consultants and managers who've been with a business who've got 10, 12, 14 plus years experience. So we've got a great company. And without question, every one of them hate the manual process of chasing leads and prospecting. So we can get rid of that or use technology to certainly help with that. All of my consultants, all of my sales team, all of my people, they're people, right? They want to build relationships. They want to have meaningful, engaging conversations and relationships with prospects.
Yeah,
and
that's
clients.
what's recruiting all about.
And they want to do a great job. They want to be placing candidates. That's what they want to be doing. But the prospecting piece and the admin, the manual side, identifying a candidate, adding data, all this it's an admin job as well. They don't want to do that. And to me, they're pretty crap at it as well. Not only do they not want to do it, they're not very good at doing it. So actually, technology and what you guys kind of bring to the party it's just improving our business. So that's why I think I would invest in it. Well, we are investing in it, but that's why I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah. Basically only two more questions in terms of results, like based on what we achieved in the last 3 months together, the results you were getting, in terms of positive replies or leads that we generated. But also even go one step further, maybe because in recruitment, a lead, there's so many dependencies on generating a lead and actually making a placement, for example, because candidates can jump off, terms won't get signed. So what would you say is have you made any placements with our services?
Absolutely.
And also based on what would you say, seeing the results we were achieving in the last 3 months, where would you think your business would be going in the next 6 to 12 months, for example?
Yeah. Okay. Well, great question. So we've been working with each other, give or take 3 months, maybe slightly more. 3.5. Yeah. I mean, And during that time, we've been doing a build and whatever. So it's not been a case of we started 3.5 months ago, and that's it. We have 3.5 months of the outputs and lead generation could be having, because that's actually back end weighted. It's only really gone live, I guess, in the last month, 3 or 4 weeks, I guess. And prior to that, there's obviously the build and the various consultancy work we've been doing. So with that in mind, the answer is yes, we have made placements. We've actually made physical cash. We've made placements of an inbound inquiry that's come on the back of this work that we've done, that we've taken that information, we've converted to retained business as well, and placed that retained business, and we've invoiced accordingly. We maybe even been paid as well, even better. So that's been a fantastic success. But more important, and I will draw you back to this. So we measure everything, we do. We like our stats, we like our numbers. And I guess when we look at marketing inbound inquiries, which is one of our key indicators for our back office team, November and December have been the highest 2 months of the year.
Really?
Yes. So they've been the highest 2 months of the year. And actually, when we roll that back and cover the last 2 years, they've been the highest 2 months of the last 2 years as well. So the last 2 years, and I think it depressed the more challenging recruitment market. And I think this is a testament of what's happening in the market. As the market starts to improve, we see more inquiries coming in. We're a mature business, 20-year-old, all the rest of it. We've got goodwill sloshing around in the marketplace. So we tend to see, as the market improves, we see more and more inbounds. So it's a good indicator to us. So it may be the market's just improving, but I don't think it is. I mean, look, yes, it is improving, maybe. But I think the work we've been doing over the last 3 months is starting now to come through. And we're getting more and more inbound inquiries. We're getting more, positive. I think an opportunity to speak to prospects and future clients about our products and services, which is fantastic. And we're also coming into Christmas periods. I think that's slowing down. So when you talk about what's our outlook and how do I view next year, I see this as fantastic. I think we are well set. We've invested time and effort and resource now into the previous 3 months. See the results of that anyway. And I think the next 12 months, for me, this is going to be one of our main channels to generate inbound inquiries to come to our business. And I draw back to what we're talking about, which is what's my vision. Well, I see as the sales funnel. I want if technology can help and your business can help around the top of that funnel of getting all that information in and acquiring data and validating data and having that consistency of outreach and communication, etc., etc., etc. And more of that will drop down the funnel. Then my guys and girls in my team will pick that up and will convert more. So I believe that's the right plan. I believe that's the right strategy. That's my plan for next year. And we're not only doing this in the UK, we're doing this internationally as well. We're doing this into the US. US relatively newer business for me. My business is only three and a bit year old in the US.
Yep.
So we're looking to expand that. And then I'm looking to take that across my other brands. So the other companies I invest in. So I invest in a beauty company called Refine. I invest in a technology company called Decoded. I invest in a food manufacturing business called True North Talent. We also have our offshore South African business called the Talent Team. So all these different businesses and different brands, they can all utilize the same technology and the same processes that you guys have helped us create and implement for us. So we can roll that across those 5 or 6 brands. That's where my plan is, and that's where my energy is going into next year. And I think you see, I would say I'm going all that's kind of where I am for next year.
Yeah. And in terms of time commitment that we had to, or you had to invest from your team, because the point of contacts in your team are 3 people. So we're talking to you and to other people every week. Would you say like the time investment is too much for you at this point, or is it just right? What about?
So again, we've had conversations about this and my team working with your team. I think first of all, I like the way you guys work. I think you really easy. You're easy to deal with. You know, you're fun, you're relaxed, you're nice people. You're good eggs, right? You're good people. So I think that kind of helps. So it helps if you work that you like working with. But going back to the time commitments, obviously this is the big thing, and I think you guys have been excellent with this. Now, we kind of came to you with this is what we're trying to achieve, and some suppliers, in my opinion, will take that and they'll take what you're trying to achieve and do it, which is fine. Bear in mind, you're the experts and we're not. And one of the things I really think you are good at, which stands you out above anyone else, is you offer, you may not know this, but you offer consult services along the way. Because you can advise on what's good practice looks like. You can, and not all, and we've had conversations where you suggested something I've kind of, I don't really want to do that. I don't work for my business. That's fine. We're having a meaningful personal conversation about the strategy and development of where our business is going to go. In fact, you can have that, and not only you, but also your colleagues, is excellent, because as we're getting into this, you are fundamentally the experts of what you do, and I'm a CEO, owner, a recruitment business, and I've got a vision of where I want my business to go, and you help me join the dots. And I think that is superb. So when you come back to the time constraints or the time and commitment, it's inevitable, really. You know, I see it as almost as a strategic call about where our business is going to go. So I find them really valuable, these conversations, albeit there's no massive commitment. And I think what you guys have done, clearly all the heavy lifting of all the tech and development and all this sort of good stuff and bringing together APIs and different systems and put all that, I mean, that blows my mind, really, what you do. But you do all that. That's not on us at all. You're just asking for us our initial thoughts, what our investment what our thinking is, what our current processes are, and what we want to achieve, and that helps us understand how we can improve as well. But you add back, I think, ideas around that. So yeah, in answer to your question, the time commitment is negligible, but the time we do afford on our relationship is way worth it. I get so much value from it. It's untrue. So I don't see it as a chore. I see it as a high quality calls. I think they're great.
I mean, just to quickly get back to the point you were saying about the consultancy, I think this is what makes us actually stand out, as you mentioned, because we're working with so many recruitment clients, and we're actually one of the few agencies being focused on AI and automation, but only specialized for recruitment businesses, which makes us getting like this kind of combined knowledge that we can see what's working for other clients and then kind of consult businesses based on what we see working across the industry and not just in one business.
Yeah, and I mean, if anyone's listening to this webinar or podcast, they may be nervous about that, because I was, and you know, of course you are, right? Because you're thinking, am I giving away my IP here? Am I giving away my secret sauce? And I understand it. I understand, like, the value of you guys is that you work across multiple businesses, you work across multiple sectors, small businesses, large, different thought processes. But the confidentiality of it is fantastic. And yes, you offer consultancy, but only point us in the right direction where we want to go anyway. And I think that's important to know, really, because I think some people may be listening to this and might be quite nervous about, "Oh, actually, I don't want to give away my secret sauce to these guys because they might pass it on to my competitor." I never felt that, and I don't feel that. I don't feel you're going to take away what we're doing and give it somewhere else, because it is unique to us because of the text that we have or what we're trying to achieve. So it's consultancy in terms of more strategic value, where the business is going to go. But I guess what you build for us is unique for us and unique for us all.
Definitely.
I just think it's worth discussing that. I think if another CEO is listening to this podcast, they might be nervous about actually working and doing something, and I think they don't need to be. It's bespoke, but also bringing in new ideas from other channels. If that helps or makes sense, don't know.
Sounds great. All right, Wayne. One final question: if you would have to talk to someone who is on the fence of working with us, what would you tell them to jump over the fence?
I mean, I just say JFDI it, or just do it. Just get it. Just get it done. I think one of these things you can overthink it. I think you can sit there and think, I'm not sure. And also, I think people don't know where to start with it. And I think that is one of the biggest things, is what's my capability? What have I got? What resource I got internally? I don't know. I'm not sure about this. I don't understand it. I mean, ultimately, just keep it simple. You guys are the experts. What I found, because I was on the fence. It's not like we're brand new to this. We were thinking about it for a while. And we just thought, you know what, let's just do it. And it's the best thing we've done, right? So I would just say, just do it. And if you're really, really new to looking at AI and looking at digital marketing strategies and outreach, and you've not done any of this at all before, I think you guys are a really great partner to do this with, because you can handhold them and you can really take them on a journey, I think. And not only that, you can do all the heavy lifting for them. So I don't think they go too far wrong with working with you.
Yeah. All right.
What?
That sounds amazing. That's everything from my side. All my questions asked. Wayne, thank you so much for taking the time, and we'll see you in the next weekly.
Yep. Well, thanks very much for having me on the call, and it's been great speaking to you. And have a wonderful Christmas and wonderful New Year.
You too. Thank you.
All the best. Thank you.
Bye bye.